Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Not Another Crime Podcast.
I'm Georgia Love.
I'm Sammy Peterson.
I'm a journalist.
I am not. But I tell you what, we are joined. That didn't make any sense. We are joined today.
I'll tell you what, we are joined by.
I'll tell you what, and we are joined by today someone I'm a huge fan of, one of the great podcasters of our goddamn time, the great Joel Duscher. Welcome.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. And that's probably the nicest introduction I've ever had.
Oh, wow. What do people usually say?
And here's this piece of shit.
This goddamn piece
You
of
did
shit.
start by saying what we're joined by.
Yeah.
It's not very nice,
that
actually.
That was closer to a normal introduction.
Yeah, what we're joined by. But so we've had two other people you're very close with, colleagues with, the great Jackson Bailey and Joel Zammett. And I haven't told G this, but you were, when I first did your wonderful, wonderful podcast, Plumbing the Death Star, you weren't there that time. And I asked both of them to come on. And then I think there might have been a thing where it was like, am I going to ask the other great man? And I remember, were you in a supermarket when what was this?
Oh, yeah. So I was in, I honestly can't remember which chain it was, but
Non-spawn.
Yeah, non-spawn.
You hate all supermarkets,
No free ads.
famously.
But if any supermarkets want to reach out, I'm pretty sure this ad played there.
More than happy to.
Yeah, so I was like shopping, and it was the week after, I can't remember if it was Jackson or Joel, one of them had been on the show.
Yeah.
And then over the radio in the supermarket was an advertisement for Not Another Crime Podcast. And I was like,
This thing
first
is
of all,
following
didn't
me.
know podcasts got advertised in supermarkets.
I know. Well, we didn't know. That's awesome for
We're
us.
a big deal.
Yeah,
We're a big deal.
Yeah, I thought that like it must have been like a deal, because I was surprised because it was a reading done by neither of you, which is also kind of.
Oh, that's interesting. Who was it done by?
I have
was
no idea.
No, okay.
It wasn't a voice I recognized.
It's so
I
funny. It was like
have
Carl
a little
Sanderland. Wow, what a choice.
It was Kyle and Jackie O.
Pay for
He said
that.
some awful stuff.
Yeah, he was saying, if you want a podcast that like aligns perfectly with my beliefs,
Yeah.
why not check out Not Another Crime Podcast?
As I said, this is a non-spawn podcast. If
That's right.
anyone is willing to give us a shout out, we'll take it.
Oh, but we're happy to be in supermarkets. That's
Yeah,
wonderful
it was
news.
like, again, like I was like, I didn't know this could even happen.
Yeah, I know.
But it did also feel spiteful. So thank you so much for following up
welcome.
and asking me.
Sammy, this has worked perfectly. He doesn't realise we were following him around with a speaker.
Yeah, that's right. Pretending that we're big in
him.
supermarkets. It's actually huge for us.
Yeah.
But you are, I mean, you've been podcasting for a long time. So you're
Yeah.
one of the OG podcasters in Australia.
Yeah, we were.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Say
And
thank you.
Say thank you.
I'm so sorry for what we've done to the industry. Yeah, so I started podcasting. I think our first episodes came out in 2012.
Yes,
Whoa.
yeah.
But we started.
And this was, did you start with Plumbing the Death Star?
No, we started the podcast network.
Yeah.
So it originally started at Latrobe University, which is the opposite of sponsored content because they kicked us out in the end and then knocked down the studio we used to record in,
Right.
only to then rebuild the studio. It was crazy. Felt hella spiteful.
Yeah.
But I also
That's like a massive redundancy package where they hire for the same exact role.
Yeah.
They just, they disliked you so
Yeah.
vehemently that they wanted to burn all evidence
Yeah.
of you.
Well, they had like a very awkward situation, I think, where they like. I mean, this is all just speculation, but basically,
Why do you get winking?
we.
Just say allegedly will be fine.
Yeah, you say
yeah.
allegedly apes.
So allegedly, no, they podcasting like really took off, but in the spot where it took off was the time where they were like, "Hey guys, you can't use this anymore. You're not students
Right.
anymore. Get out."
Wow.
And then like within 6 months, they were running like this huge story about like how podcasting is a new way of like new media, and also
Yeah.
like there's actually like brand new podcasts coming out of Latrobe University and didn't mention us, but then we looked up the ones they mentioned and we were like, oh, we're like 5 times their size. Like
They were
That's so
jealous.
brutal. Yeah, they were jealous.
Latrobe, green is not your colour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only for Shrek.
So you're
That's
saying
what
in,
I always
20
famously say.
in 2012, podcasts started becoming a big thing.
yeah, so we were really lucky so me and Jackson were students at Latrobe. Joel Zammett was a tutor, which sounds
my
like a
God.
torrid affair, but it wasn't.
graduate.
And it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
The affair was crazy.
And that's today's story. Thank you for the introduction.
Yeah, the crime
crime is
today.
that.
I'm
You were groomed.
lifting my silence.
I love an exclusive.
That's why we gave you a beer before.
No, so Jackson and I started university after taking a gap year, so we were a year older, and Latrobe had also for some reason given Joel a job when he was like doing honors rather than a master's, which is apparently usually a no-no.
Again, a great university.
Yeah.
Trobe in 2012 sounds confused.
Well, it was in a period of time where they were transitioning from like, hey, we're like the arts university to like, hey, science actually gets us a lot more money.
Yeah, sure. Let's get more international students.
Yeah.
Really,
Well, they built like my first year at the La Trobe, they built a brand new science building, and I was like, oh, this does not
was spelt
bode
wrong,
well.
though.
Yeah.
Your phone is talking in your pocket.
Whoa.
It's saying check it out.
Check it out.
Well, that's a bit cool. It said international students, then it said check it out.
Oh my God, did you
That's
Google?
a worse introduction that I gave you. Check it out. Yeah, sorry,
Oh,
please.
so yeah, basically, so they were getting rid of the arts program slowly, and like a couple of years before I started there used to be like basically like a college radio station or a uni radio station.
Yeah.
So there was a audio studio there that was on par with what ABC were broadcasting out of.
Sure.
And no one had used it in years.
Wow.
So Joel, who was doing an honors on, I can't remember. I think it was
Science.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think he was doing his honors on like, it was either like new podcasting and the relationships formed. So it was like,
Oh, wow.
like
kinda
parasocial
yeah,
relationships and
jumping into parasocial relationships, or it was just about parasocial relationships and podcasting was like a
Came
new
into
thing
it,
that was
yeah.
like,
yeah, interesting.
and he was like, hey, let's restart the radio station, but instead of it being like a live broadcast, because that's, God, what a lot of work. What if we do this new thing, podcast, which is basically record an hour of radio, and then it could just be listened to whenever. And we're like,
That's amazing.
And then the first wave, there was like 6 or 7 shows.
You started at once.
Yeah. So it wasn't just us. There was like it was like a uni group. So there was maybe like 20, 25 students. And then
Kyle and Jackie O.
Kyle and Jackie
Hamish and
O,
Andy.
Hamish and Andy. Hey, it's Saturday, but podcast
Perfect.
form.
Dicky Knees.
Yeah, Dicky Knees. He was saying
He was
some
huge.
stuff.
And he can because you can't see his face in the podcast.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, so we started all of that, and then maybe like a month or two in, when most of those podcasts have released anywhere between 1 and 4 episodes.
Yeah.
We had a meeting, and Joel was like, hey, this is going really well. All these shows, good stuff. We have already hit our bandwidth limit with SoundCloud at the time. So we just, to continue this, we just need $20. And that resulted in 90% of the people quitting.
Oh my God,
amazing.
that is the most uni student
Yeah,
story
yeah.
I've ever heard.
were like-
Where are we going to get $20 from?
Yeah. So then one of the shows, the first show on our network that pretty much powered through all of that was me, Jackson, and another person that's still involved with the podcast but doesn't have a weekly podcast at the moment, Zoe Bellotto.
Who's great.
yes.
So funny.
So us three had a podcast called Shut Up a Second. That show is also now still going, but we've changed hosts. Like,
Yeah.
that show,
I've been on it a few times
Yeah.
now. I love it.
Oh, yeah, you do- yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. Yeah.
I haven't been asked on it, but I have heard it in
Cass
the
and Hayden, they're
supermarket.
the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Where G listens to everything for free.
So that was the first show. That was originally hosted by me, Jackson, and Zoe. And then from there, one of the other shows that we cancelled was called An Hour of Your Life You Won't Get Back.
Great
Amazing.
name.
Where we were basically, and this was like real deep. You got to remember, it's 2011 or 2012 at this point.
Yeah,
we're like
yeah.
just like getting into like watching movies and being like, whoa, we're going to talk so deep about it and like
Yeah,
get
yeah,
lost
yeah.
in the universe. And then we did.
Why Shrek green for? Those sorts of great
Wow.
questions.
Yeah,
No,
you've got someone
so-
studying their honours. Are
Yeah,
getting really
yeah.
into
It was way more like still funny, but like
Yeah.
we were like, let's try and get some answers or whatever.
Oh, right.
Oh,
But
again, very
then-
uni student, taking yourselves a bit too seriously.
But then we did
Without $20.
2 episodes at the end of that run that were way stupider, and that we were like, okay, hang on. There was also like 6 hosts of that show,
Oh, wow.
so that got cut down to 3, and then that became Plumbing the Death Star.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
So we're like,
Wow.
instead of just being like Shrek, would be like, the topic would be, why is Shrek green?
Yeah. Which you stole that from me. Which is a great. I think it's just such a fun idea for a
Yeah.
podcast because you always say you're not a Star Wars podcast, which I love. But the questions are amazing. So like I went on recently and talked about like. Does Miss Piggy actually love Kermit? Like, you know, like just
Yeah.
And Stuart Little always comes up.
Yeah.
A lot of
There's-
Stuart Little chat. Yeah.
because we've been doing it for so long, there is definitely if you go back and listen to the first episodes, which I would not recommend anyone doing, if it was up to me, episode 200 would probably be our first episode.
Don't you know that when you tell someone not to do something, they're going to do it even harder?
Yeah. Scroll them
and
back.
you got to remember that also like 2011, 2012, that was a long time ago now. People spoke differently. So again, it's... So at first it started like us, I guess, like trying to satisfy the question in the topic, but then it just like now it's like
chat.
Of
Chat.
course.
would you fuck
Whatever.
a Ninja Turtle?
Tell
The
us, would
answer,
you?
yes.
Always, yes. It's so funny. But by the way, I have to say, when you looked down at my stomach before, I thought my stomach was rumbling for ages. And I thought you were going to call me out on it. Like, why are your stomach rumbling
Your
for?
pocket was talking.
But I think I probably started podcasting in like maybe 2013, 2014.
This is wild to me. I
Yeah.
reckon the first time I heard the word podcast would have been about 2015.
Which was kind of very... I was with Stupid Old Studios,
Yeah.
they were called at the time, and me and Greg Fleet had a podcast together, and it was very much... It felt like, like pirate radio or something. It was so weird because we didn't really know what it was, and we were asking on guests that would come on and go, where can I listen to this? Like, is it a thing?
Just
which
like-
is so strange.
Yeah, well, I mean, like even we've been around for long enough that I remember when I was still hosting Shut Up a Second, we had Dave Warnicky as a guest, and he was like, I've just come from starting my own podcast. Do go on.
Yeah. Nuts. But it's so crazy.
Well,
but
look, okay, I hear you showing off and bragging about being like the first to the game. We might have only started in 2025, but we're in Woolworths, so...
we're in Woolworths
Yeah,
these days.
let me tell you, if any supermarket ever advertised any one of our shows, it would get shut down immediately.
Well, this is so funny because it's like podcasts are so the market is so oversaturated, and I always talk about that and go, so it would be so hard to start a new one. Why are people bothering? Everyone's got their ones that we listen to, and then in 2025, Sammy and I were like, let's do another one.
Yeah. Let's do a crime one. Why the hell not?
It's time. Also,
It's time.
I will say that like there's ebbs and flows with podcasts because like ones that people go to, they're always ending. Like I feel like that every now there'll be like a couple of months window where I'll be like, oh, like 4 podcasts I'm aware of just all ended.
I know.
What happened there? What's
Under
going on?
very
Yeah.
suspicious
So
circumstances.
hey, you've got to time it right, I guess.
Yeah.
But there is still
Well,
space
we
for
didn't,
more
but
podcasts.
our listeners like us. So
hey, that's good.
please like, subscribe, rate and review, and tell your friends.
What's your relationship like with true crime? Are you a true crime person?
I
A criminal. He's asking
Are you a
for
criminal?
Yeah.
You're crim?
have I committed crimes? Yeah.
Yeah.
But only cool, chill ones.
Nice.
So I never, you're not going to believe this, but I've definitely dated people who have been obsessed with true crime podcasts.
Yeah.
So I've listened to a lot of the earlier ones through osmosis or just them playing while I was
Talking,
around.
yeah.
In the supermarket.
Yeah. But I will say that I go through phases where I'll watch a lot of it on YouTube. Where I've got like a few like content creators where I'm like, okay, well, let's see what this horrible thing happened. Yep, cool. That was interesting.
Yeah. It's really horrible.
Damn, yeah, that
was
is
really horrible.
horrible.
Yeah.
But one thing that I think ties more into true crime, but it's still like mystery solving.
Yeah.
So rather than like grisly murders and stuff like that, or like, tales of survival and stuff like that, which I do find interesting.
Yeah.
But like things like lost media and like real, like people just like going absolutely insane to just find like a missing episode of TV. Like, it like really drives people crazy. And I love that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I love
it's very
crazy
funny.
people.
Lost Media is great. And I know that you're a big fan of Who Dares Wins.
Yeah, so during
Mike Whitney.
lockdown, I remembered it existed and then found out that on YouTube there was, I think it was the first episode. Oh no, sorry, the
first episode.
The last ever episode of Who Dares Wins, and then like a compilation VHS tape that had been uploaded. And then I think there was one other random episode, and I was like, where's the other 100?
Oh, wow.
And then I was like, I'll just go looking. And then I was like, I can't find them anywhere. And then, I became a little unwell about it for a bit. I did manage to uncover like 2 or 3 more episodes, but I got to the point where I was posting in the Lost Media subreddit, like being like, hey, here's what I've done. But it got to the point where the next step was to pretty much hit up producers of the show through LinkedIn.
Wow.
And be like, hey, what's the deal with this? Either that or try and get in contact with Mike Whitney.
Mike Whitney, yeah.
Which probably would have...
Ex-cricketer,
been
Mike
easier.
Whitney. I think that's so funny.
But because it was going to have to be through LinkedIn, and my LinkedIn, because of the podcasting, not super detailed.
yeah.
Not detailed enough that if someone got a DM from me that they would take it seriously.
Yes.
So
Sure.
I kind of was like, I'll get back to that. I'll have to either really set it up and be like, well, I guess I'm doxing myself for a bit, but it's worth it.
It's worth it for my Whitney tapes.
Fine, like team up with someone that isn't like a public facing person. But yeah, I just never got to it. I have so many like unread DMs on Reddit of people being like, where you at with this search? So
Oh my God.
like it got some traction. But yeah, like I love stuff like that, or like when just like weird stuff happens.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like, whoa, we saw a UFO or whatever, but like, and we'll get to it with the
Okay.
like a weird case.
Yeah. Well, it's really fascinating though that what people get fascinated by. I think Who Dares Wins is such a funny one to get fascinated by that, because the tapes would be somewhere, but also they're not probably at a TV station anymore because it was a show that existed so long ago.
Yeah. Well, here's a crazy thing: without Who Dares Wins, Trump's not the president.
What?
What?
Yeah. So Who Dares Wins is a dare television show, and it was one of the first of its kind. In fact, it was so popular, but weird popular, that it spawned, there was like an Indian version and there was an American version. And the American version's called Fear Factor, which is hosted by Joe Rogan.
Oh,
Joe Rogan doesn't do Fear Factor. He never starts a Joe Rogan experience, which means that like whole manosphere movement doesn't happen, which means that Trump probably doesn't win doesn't win the election.
Oh, I'm furious.
It's all Mike Whitney.
And I mean, you could go further back. If Mike Whitney didn't survive that one over in the Ashes, then he wouldn't have been a guy. So then none of
wouldn't
that
have been the guy.
Yeah.
It was so funny. I when I think about that show, all the thing I always remember, I think I've already brought it up on the podcast. Is a couple. It was always in a shopping centre. It was a couple in a shopping centre, and
what ads were playing?
Mike Whitney, I'm not sure, but Mike Whitney held a $50 note of pineapple. That's what we have them in Australia, and goes, if you get undressed and hop in that sleeping bag, I'll give you $50. It was always $50,
So
and people would just do it.
Yeah.
And then he'd pretend to run off with their clothes and be hilarious. So we always had these things planned, and it would always be running off with something that belonged to them.
Yeah.
There was no footage of him ever giving anything back.
There was
Mike Whitney made a lot of money in that.
There was like one that was like I think it was in the compilation, but there was one where it was just like a guy where he was just like, if you undress down to your jocks, and then we're gonna body paint you, and then you just go shopping in body paint.
It was a supermarket again?
It was a shopping store.
Yeah,
it kind of had
yeah.
like High Point vibes.
Why was he always undressing people for $50 on TV?
Well, I mean, he would occasionally. It would also just be like there was another one where it was like for $200 you jump off level 3 of the like. So again, think
The shopping centre.
Yeah, like High Point vibes. I think that's probably the easiest.
Always the shopping
And
centre.
jump
Nice.
off and land on like a big inflatable mat. So they were just like teaching this like teenage girl. So it felt very much like, I don't think you're old enough that you can consent
You
to
should
doing
be jumping
this.
off the shopping centre.
You've
she did
broken
it.
my brain because
so
for
nuts.
2 reasons. One, I'm now also going to become obsessed with finding these because I
Yeah.
need to believe that this is all actually true. And also that Donald Trump link, you've broken something in there. I don't think I can ever
Yeah,
rest
because
again.
like I kind of like had a thought. I was like, I wonder if like this was again during the Who Dares Wins madness. I was like, I wonder if Who Dares Wins was like influenced by Fear Factor. But I was like, in my head, Who Dares Wins is so 90s and Fear Factor is so 2000s. And that is true. And Fear Factor is like Who Dares Wins also is like that first type of that show. Not the first to do it, but like to the point where Fear Factor is like has said that they were inspired by the success of Who Dares Wins.
That's
feel
so
quite,
funny.
shaken.
Well, this has blown your mind more than when the great Jackson Bailey came on and said, one day I wished that I had curly hair.
And then he just had it. Nothing will blow my mind more than that.
He wouldn't
You should
explain
see,
it.
I might have. There's a photo of him when he's like 17 and he has like shoulder length blonde, dead straight hair.
No.
Wow. It's wild to me that exists as something that he said.
Just wished for it.
Yep, just wish for it one day. It can happen.
Well,
Yeah,
I
my
guess.
brain's broken. I'm going to have to sit the rest of this episode out. I need a minute.
Yeah,
I need
too
to
much.
touch some grass or something.
yeah. I'm so sorry that I've come to you with such forbidden knowledge.
But you do have a story for us today, which
Yes.
is very exciting. Is it a weird Who Dares Wins?
It's a weird unsolved mystery that like there was no real victims. I guess it was more just like a weird thing that happened and the FBI got involved and no one could figure out what had happened or why it happened.
Oh.
And then everyone just had to move on.
Oh my God. Feels a bit like Burn After Reading.
Yeah, so it's the Max Headroom TV hijacking.
Okay.
I love it already.
Okay, I don't know
Love
about
it
this.
already.
So basically, to give you just a quick overview of what happened,
Yeah.
or at least like what people in Chicago saw on TV. So on the 22nd of November in 1987, with TV stations in Chicago, just after 9 p.m. in the 9 p.m. news, all of a sudden, during a sports report, the TV cuts to black, bit of static, and then a person dressed as Max Headroom. And then after a moment, Max Headroom comes onto the screen. Max Headroom, if people don't know, which is fair enough, he was like a video DJ on MTV, I'm pretty sure, in
So
like
it was
the
a
late...
fake name.
Yeah, Max
Okay, I was
Headroom.
going to
don't
say,
think so.
so like maximum.
I don't think so.
Headroom. Okay, good.
Yeah, so it was like a weird situation where he was it was a man in makeup in the actual MTV version. It was a man in makeup, but had like early CGI effects behind him to make it look like kind of like a sci-fi movie, just like introducing the videos and stuff like that and hosting a show. It was meant to be like, whoa, it's the late 80s, it's the future.
Wow.
Yeah, this is fun actually.
Yeah, and they also, Max Headroom, which is unrelated to this mystery, but they also decided to launch that show in the craziest way possible, where they made it like a direct-to-TV movie that was like a cyberpunk like origin story, and like explains why he got the name Max Headroom and how he ended up in a computer and becoming like a fake guy.
God, I gotta say, Max Headroom is a great drag name.
Yeah,
It really is.
Well,
yeah.
Here, I'll show you a photo of him because he. If you're naming yourself Max Headroom as a drag, whilst doing drag, you might as well just steal his entire look because
Amazing.
it's like slick black. Yes.
Oh, wow.
oh
That
my
is
God,
not what
no.
I expected. He looks like a cartoon character. A bit like
Yeah.
Johnny Bravo.
Yeah.
Is his
Johnny
name?
Bravo. Yeah. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay, so there was a lot going on with Max Headroom. He actually had maximum headroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like an
Maximum
actual
forehead.
still.
Oh, okay. Kind of looks a little bit like The Mask, a little bit as well. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, a blonde mask.
Blonde Mask.
Blonde mask, bit Johnny Bravo. Anyway, so fictional character. They made a TV movie. The character's British, so the TV movie was just all over
Right.
the he's named Max Headroom because he was a journalist and he was being chased by like a mob or something.
No,
and he
that doesn't explain it.
He drove into a car park where the Max Headroom was 2.3 meters, and that was the last thing he saw before he got knocked into a coma.
Yeah.
And then they uploaded his consciousness into a computer. It's
Yeah.
very complicated.
Cool.
You got to remember, this is pretty much the equivalent of like, what if they just introduced a new guy for video hits?
Yeah.
And then they're like, what if we gave him the most
Backstory.
complicated backstory?
I love the backstory
So
of those
80s.
films. It's like, it didn't need to be that.
Yeah.
There was also, remember Private Parts, the film about... about Howard Stern.
Yeah.
And it's like Howard Stern as Howard Stern. So he plays himself in kind of an autobiographical story about his life. Oh. It's weird because he plays himself. And I
Yeah.
imagine Max Headroom would have played himself in that wonderful film.
Yes. So yeah, there's an actor that plays Max Headroom, but like Max Headroom, the video
character.
DJ. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Insane.
Anyway, so the hacking. So Dan Roan is doing the sports report, cuts to black, Max Headroom appears, but it's not the Max Headroom. It's someone dressed as Max Headroom.
Oh.
And instead of having the CGI graphics behind them, they had just have a corrugated iron roof, and someone is clearly spooning it to make it look like that it's
moving.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Oh, my God.
Then, so static during it, no voices or anything.
Just
And
that image.
It's video,
Video,
so
right.
it kind of looks like a
Yeah.
guy's trapped in a TV, I guess, but it's like lo-fi and weird, and it's interrupted the news, and like people were like,
God.
what the...
That's bizarre. And 1987, did you say?
Yeah, 22nd of November, 1987.
Wow.
What the heck?
Anyway, then 2 hours later, on a different show, different channel, but still Chicago, at 11:15, there is an episode of Doctor Who airing, The Horror of Fang Rock, a fourth Doctor adventure, just in case anyone was wondering. Same thing happens, cuts to black for a second, static, Max Headroom comes back, this time for over 90 seconds, and this time, he speaks.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay.
give it to me.
He's going to say some good stuff.
So I don't have the exact dialogue because he's using pretty much like a vocoder.
Yeah, right.
So he
right.
kind of sounds weirdly. even though they interrupted Doctor
More Max
Who.
Headroom than more Max Headroom.
Well, yeah, because they interrupted Doctor Who, he kind of sounds like, for anyone who has watched Doctor Who or is like familiar, he sounds kind of like a Dalek. It's like really like synthesized, but he's saying insane stuff.
Right.
Like kind of nonsense. At the time, the fictional character Max Headroom was being used to advertise New Coke.
Oh my
So
God.
the guy picked up a can of Pepsi and goes like, ugh, and throws it and then says the New Coke catchphrase. Then at one point he starts singing like a 1960s intro cartoon theme song, like humming it, but with this horrible vocoder stuff.
Oh
and then he makes reference to that, and then he goes, they've got my files. No one knows what that was in response to.
What?
Got my files.
Yeah, well now, if it happened today,
I know. Everyone know
yeah,
exactly
yeah,
what he's talking about. Max Headroom on the island.
and then he calls, like, he's like, I've given you a new mystery, you nerds.
Oh my God.
And
He's
then
loving
it cuts to a slightly different angle where he says, then he says, oh no, they're coming to get me. Then it cuts to a different angle where he's bent over with his pants pulled down.
Hilarious.
And there is a person dressed as a maid wearing a hat so it covers her face. People assume feminine just because of like body shape.
Yeah.
But you'd never get any confirmation. He goes, oh no, don't do it. And then she starts spanking him with a fly swatter.
Oh my God.
And then she says something, she says like something bitch, also vocoded.
Yep, okay.
And then he just makes like a weird groaning noise, like, ah, but like real synthesized.
Yeah.
Cuts back to Doctor Who. And
What?
no one knows what the fuck happened.
And
So,
that was
2
90
appearances.
seconds. That's quite a long time.
It's a long time.
So when it happened during the news, they could see it was happening whilst they were broadcasting. So when it cuts back to the news reporter, he was like, you're probably wondering what just happened,
Yeah,
and
of
us
course,
here
'cause it's
too.
live.
Yeah.
Yeah, us as well.
But like with the Doctor Who thing,
No,
there was
no one
just
knows.
people were just like, what is going on?
How did that happen?
Yeah.
And because there'd been no one in the studios or
Yeah.
anything, that would have just been automated to play
Yeah.
at 11 p.m.
Yeah.
As in a Doctor Who would have been.
Yeah. At the time, hacking was rare.
Yeah, I would think so.
And also, that's quite an operation as well to have that many things going on.
So it had happened before.
Okay.
So the first time it was known to have happened was actually in southern England. It was not exactly, but almost to the day 10 years earlier.
10 years earlier.
So 1977 is the first case that we're aware of. And basically in southern England, one of the TV networks was hacked. There was a 4.5 minute voiceover. So the image didn't change.
Oh.
There was just sound put over what was going on. And it said, look, very funny and also drove people crazy. They were like, hey, we're Vrillian. We're from an alien race. We're an alien ambassador trying to speak to people.
Oh my God.
We're about to enter a new age of Aquarius.
Oh my God.
Incredible.
And then it just stopped and everyone was like, what the fuck? And
Yeah,
then people
fair
had to be like,
enough.
well, it's a hoax. And they were like, people were like, yeah, I bet you'd say it's a hoax if aliens are real.
And then, so there's people going, well, you'd say it was a hoax, wouldn't
Yeah,
you? But
yeah.
actually,
The first time it happened in America was actually like, it was like 18 months before, so April 1986. And that is another famous case because it was to protest HBO.
wow.
Because cable was cutting into satellite dish sales or something. So a guy who worked for like satellite dish sales
Yeah.
called himself Captain Midnight, and he basically the same thing.
Midnight.
Same thing. He hacks into HBO and he says something like, "Cable $12.99 a month or something. This is Captain Midnight. And I think that's ridiculous."
Oh my God.
Anyway, they find him because he's caught within the week bragging about doing it at work.
Oh, amazing.
And I also feel like there'd be so few people who would want to do that. Like they would have that message that they want to get across. It'd be
It's so
fairly easy to-
specific. Like it's weirdly specific.
And also to have the skills to be able to do that, I would think in 86, there were
Yes.
fewer people. Yeah.
So the Southern England one, the culprits were never found, but they were like, weird. This one, they find him. Max Headroom happens, and that one's stranger because there's images. Like the images.
Yes.
And the fact that it was so, there was no, there was another one, I don't actually have the information about it, but basically the Playboy channel was also hacked. Again, just audio.
Not the Playboy channel.
Oh, come on.
Is there nothing sacred?
This was also around the same time in the 80s. And look, this is going to be no shock, but someone hacked to play like Bible verses and be like,
Wow.
find God. Basically.
Yeah.
So the reason the Max Headroom one is so significant at the time is, one, it wasn't just audio, it was visuals. Two, no one ever owned up to it. No one really knows why they did it. There was no clear message. There was like, it was just strange. And like this footage, it is on YouTube. Because,
Oh my God.
Because I guess, I don't know if this would have been part of the plan, but because it was Doctor Who, that was obviously something that like people would tape.
Yeah.
And also, I guess the news, like that's
Sure.
Yeah,
But that one-
they would keep records of that.
Well, it's the olds if you watch it later.
Ew.
Thank you so much.
and also like you can find both, but if you had have lost the news interruption, it wouldn't be such a big deal because there's no words said. But the one where he talks is so unsettling, because it's just, especially because it's like 80s TV, so it's like a little bit staticky.
Yeah.
You're watching it on like when you watch it, it literally feels like your TV's like trying to tell you a message and coming to get you, sort of.
Does he look enough like Max Headroom?
Yeah, look,
Like he really does. Like it's
Was
pretty
it
spot
obvious
on.
it was someone dressing up as him?
It's obvious it's someone dressing up as him, but at the
okay.
same time, it's not like
really bad.
it's not like it's just someone wearing a wig. They're wearing a
Right, the
full
full-
mask.
Wow. Which, like, I look at it and go, well, there's so many people involved in that. Like, there's someone filming. There's, other people involved. There's a makeup person. There's
the
so many different people.
Whoever understands the broadcast technology to be able to
Yeah.
cut it.
Yeah. So the FBI, and another thing that was really interesting is the FBI had just passed a law upping.
I'm not doing that.
The
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that anymore.
I'm not allowed to do that.
upping the penalty because like the Captain Midnight thing had happened, and they'd been like, oh god, it's not really hard to do, so people will do it. And he got 1 year of probation and a $5,000 fine. It got upped to $100,000 fine.
Jesus,
and I think
in the 80s.
5 years.
Wow.
But it wasn't directly like it's not like it was like earlier that week.
Yeah.
I don't have the exact timeline, but it was like recent enough that people like maybe it was just like a funny like sticking it to the man flex, like you're never gonna catch me.
I think it is so interesting to me as someone who would, like, I'm not saying that I would do this, but if someone did that, the fact that they never told anyone is such a huge flex. Like, I think to leave that mystery unsolved is just wild to me that would exist as a concept.
You think people are doing it to be able to brag about it and have a laugh.
Or make a
like
point.
the other guy did.
Make a political point or do something.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, but it is like late 80s, so people are like, it's just like counterculture, I guess. That's like the only thing people could settle on. They were like, they didn't care about being known for doing this. They just wanted to prove that they could.
Was it Chris Lilly?
It could have been Chris Lee.
It could have been, because he's hilarious. He does hilarious.
Yes or no?
That guy, he's hilarious. He does funny stuff.
I've got, like, I can show you like a little
great.
bit of it. And also, I think it's probably, you'll get a taste of how crazy the audio is.
Yeah. We need to kind of put this on the Instagram as well. Oh, that's way scarier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Oh my god! It looks a bit like the puppet in Saw as well.
Yeah.
It does actually, it kind of
It's
has a
giving
little bit
Saw
like the
vibes.
Saw,
Jigsaw? Is it Jigsaw?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's actually Billy the Puppet.
Actually-
that's the name of the puppet. in Saw.
Actually, the
Jigsaw's
doctor's
the one
name
that
was
talks.
Jigsaw.
Yeah. It's John Kramer, actually.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so you're just watching TV, and then that happens, and you're like, Jesus Christ.
That's terrifying to
Yeah,
watch.
That is
and then
Yeah.
also,
terrifying.
especially because like even like it's in that upload as well, but like the bent over and the spanking thing, it's sort of side on. So even though you know it's rude, you're not really seeing anything.
Yeah.
Like you're getting like it's not like you get full ass or anything like
Yeah,
that. So it's
yeah.
also another thing where it's like,
If you're not even going to give full ass,
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
the point?
I know.
I know what you're saying.
but then also at the same time, like that would be so scary for like the TV networks to be like, oh, he could have gone like full dick out.
Yeah.
And like,
It could have been a turkey slap
yeah,
moment.
exactly. It could have been.
Yeah, it could have
that
been.
would never happen on TV.
Not on Australian TV. So what do you think the theories are? Are there huge theories? There must be.
They at the time they sort of were like, okay, because the two networks were like local to Chicago, so they're like, well, here's the two broadcast towers. If they managed to get into a high rise that's in these couple of areas and had this type of equipment, they might have been able to do that. But
So they don't even really know how someone did it, let alone
yeah,
who
they're
it
not
was.
like it's not like that. They
not
then
certain.
found. It's not like that. I don't know. They were investigating and they kicked open a door and there was an empty
yeah,
room
yeah.
with the corrugated iron and the mask lying
Or
on the
they
ground.
knew there was like a satellite that could
Yeah.
easily be interfered with.
They're just like, we think we know what happened.
That's so much more concerning. You would think the people who are broadcasting
Yeah.
TV
Yeah.
know how someone could do that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's
for
different
sure.
to, these days being able to hack into like a banking online
Yeah.
system or something. There's so many security measures
Yeah.
and stuff in place for that.
Yeah.
I know this is naive to say, but I would think in the 80s, broadcasting television is a much more specific thing
Yeah.
that like
Well,
The technology is very different. It
the
doesn't-
Playboy hacking, that happened because there was like a password system that was actually pretty easy to get past.
Right.
So
Right.
that one, they were like, okay,
That's
everyone,
how- yeah.
we know
Yeah.
where the weakness was.
Yeah.
Let's be. But with this, they were like, I think they just had like microwave signals that was strong enough to.
God.
and the FBI were involved.
The FBI
it's
were
like-
involved.
That's so
So it's a
interesting to me as
crime.
well because it's
But then the statute of limitation was 5 years. So as of 1992, they were like, well, even if we
bad.
find out now, but then still
Then
nothing.
still no one came forward.
Still nothing.
You'd be so tempted to, but then worried
Yeah.
that they
They'll
might
be like,
change
oh,
the
actually,
laws.
we've changed it. It's 10 years now.
Exactly.
Firing squad time.
the only option firing squad
Yeah.
time.
All right, Sammy, what's your theory?
I feel like it must have been a point that was missed. I feel like
Yeah.
there must have been a political point or
I
something.
think because the short film is so like, it's
Yeah.
like like if you watch it now again, also on YouTube, it's called like Max Headroom 20 minutes into the future. No! It's like a 1 hour film. But it's like really, and Max Headroom, the character itself, was meant to sort of be like anti-consumerism
Yeah.
and sort of be like kind of a comment on like the way the world's going. So it sort of makes sense just for it to be weird that
Yeah,
that is enough
yeah.
to prove the point, to be like, you're all mind controlled by TV.
Yeah, and it's just someone kind of
Open your eyes.
Yeah.
showing off that they can
Yeah.
hack into it.
Has the person that played Max Headroom,
Yeah.
Maximus Headroomus,
Yes.
were they? Did they ever come forward and say anything? Like, was there any?
Don't actually know.
Yeah, no.
And
I'm
that
just
was,
wondering as a thing to be like.
Oh, yeah. He was the one that released that song. It wasn't me. So you saw me on the TV. It wasn't me.
Hilarious song.
Thank you. I wrote it.
You wrote it.
Yeah. I have a theory.
Whoa.
Oh my God. Diggs just made that noise happen with his tail. But this is very like this episode. We're talking about weird spooky things coming
Diggs has
over.
hacked the mainframe. Yeah, because I just think it's so bizarre as like not having any clear answers, but such a niche,
No, I
Yeah.
have
a niche
theory.
thing to do.
But it's also like really intense. Like it's not just
Yeah.
like, again, I feel like that if it was just audio, people would be like, oh, it's like a weird signal overlap.
Yeah.
And
yes, yeah.
there was an unfortunate, like I have a few more examples of it happening, not like it's still over 10 years ago, but in the
Yeah.
2000s, there was a, so in February 2013, someone hacked into the emergency broadcast system and they played a message that the dead had risen from their graves and were attacking nearby civilians. Do not approach them, they're dangerous. Go into hiding and tune into a radio station, which obviously...
Wow.
and again, that was a thing of like, okay, someone just figured out our password.
Yep,
They go
yep.
into the emergency...
Hilarious prank.
Yeah, funny prank. There was another very unfortunate incident where a morning news report was replaced with 3 minutes of pornography.
Oh, I remember hearing about this.
Yeah,
Yes,
and that was, at first everyone was like, oh my God, hackers. And it turns out that there'd been like a faulty cable and people were repairing it and they just plugged the wrong, they'd just
They
like
put
pretty
it
much,
on an adult's channel.
they'd pretty much just rewired it so that the broadcast switched with an adult only.
Oh my
like,
God.
Imagine fucking
cabled.
up your job so badly that people thought it was like a planned political
Yeah,
hack.
yeah.
It's funny that like stuff like that can like make the news, even though it's just like a simple mistake, but it becomes like
Such a
what's
tool.
wrong
Almost like
with
folklore.
everyone?
Yeah,
It's
a real big point.
I worked at a cinema, like that was like my job for 15 years.
Yeah.
And my cinema made the news one day because instead of screening Zootopia, they screened Deadpool just because it was just like that is so easy to do.
Just like literally put the whole film in.
Basically, all you need to do is like, so the way that movies work now that it's all digital and whatever is basically just like you assign, like the sessions will be there. So it would have gone like Zootopia, Deadpool. And then when that happens, you just assign like the right movie to the right thing. But the computer doesn't check. And it was just like, someone just chucked Deadpool in the Zootopia cart by accident. Hey, buddy, I can't play right now. I'm doing a podcast.
Sorry, Diggs. Actually doing a podcast right now.
Toy over.
His new Stegosaurus toy. He's very impressed with it.
It's fair enough. I really like it. Thank you for showing me.
He's wanted to showing me again. Like I haven't seen it a million times. I get it. It's lovely.
And then like 3AW came in and tried to interview people. And I'm like, what about all the... Because Deadpool opens with a pretty hectic scene.
Yes.
And we're like, it was just...
A mistake.
It's just an accident.
It was a mistake.
It's just like, that happens. It sucks.
Yeah. Sorry, but it sucks. We all get it. It sucks.
It wasn't a huge political movement of like, you want to watch a Disney movie? We'll have this Disney movie. Yes.
I don't know if I've told this on the podcast before, but I had a moment where, like the VHS tapes, like going down to get one, and Mum took me and my brother down to go and get one, and I wanted to go. I watched Spider-Man. There's a new cartoon Spider-Man. I was so excited about it, and they had put the guy Jeff had put the wrong tape.
Just name him. Name him. Name him.
Jeff was a piece of shit.
Yeah,
and he put a very, very, very graphic film in there, and it was so. We kept running out to Mum in the garden going, Spider-Man's not on yet. And she goes, he'll be on soon. Don't worry about it. And we go, it's not a cartoon. She goes, don't worry about it. It's going to be a cartoon.
She's thinking it's like trailers or something.
And this woman put her in the film. She put her hand, she had a huge incision, and she put her hand in the incision and started moving around in her guts. And me and my brother Michael just watching going, I don't think this is no Spider-Man. And it was so graphic. We would have been probably about 20, 25. No, we would have probably been about, I don't know, like
was it
6. Like we were so young.
Was it Videodrome?
I don't know what the film was. What is that a similar...
That has James Wood in it, and at one point he gets pretty much a vagina on his stomach that he puts his hand
That's
into.
it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Videodrome.
I am so disturbed.
I just found out what that... Oh
that
my
you knew
God.
what that was from that one description.
David Cronenberg's first famous movie before he made The Fly.
Yes.
I love that movie so much.
Okay, so I'm watching that with my brother.
I need to leave. Unfortunately, I need to leave.
It's it's a really... It's also...
I'm sorry, I called a vagina an incision.
That's sorry.
Oh my God. You did.
Yeah.
You said she was
I
moving
couldn't
her
remember. I was
guts
6
around.
years old. For God's sake.
I think we did have a lesson in the anatomy after this.
Not interested. I get it.
I'm a little curious.
Don't
to see
worry.
what's going
I
on.
get it. Yeah, but so that film, and it was so full on, and you're like in the moment.
But that's
and my
also-
mum still
And Mum's saying, no, just wait.
and Mum still brings it up.
That's
It's very
so
funny.
good.
Yeah.
The one like that I've done is I was just the annoying little sister. My sister's 4 years older than me. So there were quite a few years there where I was annoyingly younger, you know?
Yeah.
And we were on a plane, and it was back in the days where there was a choice of movies you could watch, but they all started, like there were, say, 5 different channels, and you would see in the Aeroplane magazine, like this movie starts on this channel at this time.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
you couldn't be started
It worked
at
like
any
TV
time.
rather than like video
exactly.
on demand.
Yeah.
So it was just after Titanic had come out, and so obviously I loved Leonardo DiCaprio.
Fair enough.
And the man in the iron mask was on the plane, and I was like, that's Leonardo DiCaprio, so I want to watch that because I like him. And I was in grade 3, and Mum was saying, no, that's too, you won't like that, it's too grown up. And my sister had said to me, she's like, you won't like it. And I said, I want to watch it with you. I want to watch it with you. And she goes, you won't like it. Half of it's in another language anyway. And I was like, I really want to watch it. And she said, okay, you can watch it on your own and I'll watch it on my own, and you're not to speak to me while it's on.
You're not to speak to me.
So I put on the
It's like Mum
channel
with me
that
and my
was
brother.
on. Exactly. And I was watching it, and it had been going for over an hour. And I tapped her on the leg, and she was like, what? And I said, when does it change to English? And she went, what? And I said, you said half of it's in another language, but it's still in another language.
Yeah.
I had put on the German channel.
Oh, no.
Incredible.
I was watching The Man in the Iron Mask, but in German. But because she had said to me, half of it's in another language,
Oh, you're just
meaning there were
waiting.
subtitles,
Yeah.
I thought she meant the first half was in German.
Yeah.
So you're just waiting
I
for it to
just sat
change.
there.
I really
What
hope Leo says something I understand soon.
So funny.
I also had an experience when I was a kid where I went to go see the movie Mouse Hunt. And
Yes.
the projectionist played the devil's advocate instead, which is an interesting one because I was like 6 or 7.
Oh my God.
Was it
This is
Mouse
what's wrong
Hunt the
with you
one
two.
with Lee
Nathan Lane
and Lee Mack?
Yeah.
Is it Lee, not Lee Mack. It's not Lee Mack. It's Lee Evans or something like
Yeah,
that. He was he was a big comedian back in the day.
Yeah.
And then he retired from doing comedy and he didn't trust America anymore because all the agents ripped him off and everything. He had quite a anyway, so this is Lee
Yeah.
Evans, I think it was.
Yeah, so the Devil's Advocate was a weird one, and I got more traumatized, I think, by everyone in this because it was cinema was maybe like half full, but a lot of families, school holidays.
Yeah.
And the opening scene of that movie is a court case about a teacher assaulting a student.
Oh.
So, but to children, that was just like grown-up language I didn't understand.
Sure.
But to the adults, they were like, Jesus Christ. So like all the adults were like freaking out in the cinema.
And kids weren't
And
understanding
kids
why.
weren't understanding, which then made them really scared.
Yeah.
And I remember being like
Yes.
so traumatized that for a little while, my parents actually made friends with that local cinema. Thankfully, it was small. And because I used to really like going to the movies even though I was like 6.
Yeah.
And I was really scared. But then like the projectionist was like, had come down to apologize to all the kids
So
that
then
were
you
freaked
remembered
out.
who he was.
But then the projectionist then made friends with my mom and my dad, I guess. So like whenever we came to the movies, they'd let me upstairs to watch the first 5 minutes from the projection
That's
booth so that I could
cool.
like make sure it was the right movie. Because
Oh my God.
I wouldn't go into the cinema until, but then I got over it. Thank you.
That's
Now I'm just like, give me the
amazing.
most fucked up
Yeah.
shit.
Give me what is a Videorama?
Yeah.
Wow. Guys, this has been a beautiful psychology session.
I know. So many feelings coming
All right.
out today.
And I solved the Videodrome mystery.
Thank
for
you. Videodrome, it's called. Is
Yeah,
it?
Videodrome.
Okay.
I'm
I'm never going to watch it again. I've got PTSD from that film.
Yeah, but it's a weird one for a kid to watch because it's kind of a slow burn.
Yes.
It's like weird intense. It's not just like someone getting shot and you're like, oh God, horrible. It's like, what is this guy's putting his head in a TV? What's
I'm
happening?
waiting from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
When this goddamn Spider-Man's
Yeah.
coming up. Oh my God.
Oh God.
Too much.
All right. Would you like to know my theory
I would
on
love to know your
Oh,
theory.
great. Okay.
So, the vision to me, the story itself, and then seeing the vision is giving like just dumb, kind of uni students,
Yep.
college students, dumb things, doing
Yeah.
a prank that they thought would be funny. They're smart enough to know how to kind of hack into the system. The fact that it wasn't political, the fact that
Yeah.
it involves someone in a maid's outfit
Yeah.
and spanking, it just sounds like kind of boys in their early 20s,
Yep.
18, 19.
It does. Yeah, it does.
You said that like the kind of way they might have done it was something like scientific-y, that they worked
Yeah.
out how to do that. And you say, you and a group of uni students who used a disused broadcasting thing at La Trobe Uni that was then shut down because the whole uni started doing science.
Science.
I think it was you and the people that started Sanspans Radio, and I'm right.
He
aren't I?
admitted
it.
Oh my God, he admitted it.
I wish I'm slightly too young for this to have happened, but that
I
means
don't care.
in the
Math,
future,
math is not my strong point.
That's right.
It is giving absolute vibes of
Yeah.
that exact thing.
I have-
a group of college students,
And that's why you're
who
talking about it now.
Yeah.
have got. Okay, I'll take my accusations away from you and your friends directly.
But it
this
is
what
exactly the same thing. Yeah.
it is exactly what it feels like. A group of college students who have access to some kind of filming equipment and or even a studio.
Yeah,
They work out that they can break into broadcast and they just do a silly boy prank.
And you're a big fan of Headroom at the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
huge fan of Headroom.
I mean, now that you say it like that, I once did something like super annoying.
Here we go.
It was like, worst possible time to have done this to the poor staff at Big W High Point.
oh no.
God.
So it was on 24-hour trading. Me and my friends were just like, because
Mike Whitney was downstairs.
he
Yes.
was like, we gotta
Chucking out $50.
You jack off here, I'll give you $50.
Yeah.
Then I paid him $50 to jump off the third floor.
So it must have been like music streaming and Bluetooth just being like the general thing.
Yeah.
Had happened, but it was still sort of new. And we were just in Big W, and for some reason,
I can see where this is going.
yeah. So basically, I don't even know why I checked, but I was like, oh, that's funny. There's a Bluetooth speaker system I can
Fantastic.
connect
into.
to.
Sure. Hilarious.
Sure, let's go with Connect to.
And then I didn't even play like anything that bad. I just played "Run Away with Me" by Carly Rae Jepsen.
Beautiful.
Great.
But
Beautiful
that has
choice.
like a really obnoxious and loud intro, and obviously I had no way of telling how loud their music system was going to be.
God.
And it just blasted.
Oh my God.
And this would have been at like 11:30 p.m. on
Right.
like the 23rd of December, so no
Right.
one's
Oh
having
my
a good.
God.
And then I remember there was like an older lady there. I say older now, but like
Yeah, you young. She's probably
realistically,
30.
30. Yeah.
she probably maybe like 45.
Yeah. Old.
Yeah, horrible. Like, oh, yuck. Retire, lady. Why are you even
God,
working?
doing?
I'm awake right now.
Maybe a little bit older, only because she turned around and saw me and my friend standing in the book section.
Giggling.
No, that was the one thing.
That was the giveaway.
Because it was so loud, I think it shocked us enough a little bit
Scared
to be
you.
like, not like scared, because I knew it was going to happen. I just
Yeah.
didn't expect it so loud. But I think enough that it like kind of reset us so that we weren't like,
Yeah.
we were just like, whoa, and like kind of looking. And then she like turned around and looked at us like, can I help you? And we were like, what's happening? And she was like, what? And we were like,
Oh, no.
what? And then she was like, immediately was like, oh, it's
did
not
this.
them. Like there is
Oh, they're as scared as I am.
well, they're confused like I am, and everything's loud.
She was so
Oh my
old.
God.
She's confused.
yeah,
this is
like
your-
35.
Max.
Yeah.
She couldn't hear
Headroom.
it. She couldn't
Yeah,
even
yeah.
hear that
Yeah.
it was happening.
And now you can't go back into a Big W unless the guy who's monitoring the sound takes you there first and goes, this is how loud it's going to
Yeah.
be. We're going to coach you through it.
But it was just like so funny because it was like so obnoxious and annoying of us to do. But it was just like something we definitely got away with it because like there was no way for them to be like, well, it's just Bluetooth. And it was also like they didn't know how to turn it off.
yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
I went to turn it off and accidentally, but like was trying to do it subtly, ended up restarting the song. So people were like, what is going on? Anyway, so
you know
yeah.
what I
Hilarious
mean?
practical jokes are never good.
Dumb,
that's what we're
dumb
coming with.
boys do things like this. This
Oh,
Max
this was
Headroom thing.
victimless. I was happy to hear the song.
Yeah, great.
This Max Headroom thing was definitely just dumb uni students thinking
reckon it
it was
was,
funny.
yeah.
100%.
That makes heaps of sense.
Because I think like I like to think that now at the wonderful age of 35,
So old.
that I would be grown up enough that if I had the capabilities of doing something like hacking into a live broadcast, I wouldn't do it. But if it was like, if it was just presented to me,
Oh, getting spanked as Max Headroom.
oh yeah, with a cool vocoder,
Sammy's putting his hand up to
Yeah.
be the actor in
Yeah.
your hacking.
yeah. Can I dress as Miss Piggy? I'm there.
yeah. If anyone wants to be the maid, please reach out.
Thank you for coming on the podcast and telling us that. That is so fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, like if you just search up the Max Headroom incident on YouTube, you can see the raw footage, and it's deeply upsetting, but in like nothing bad is actually happening.
No,
It's just like,
but you can imagine sitting
Yeah.
home on your couch at
it
11
kind of
p.m.
has the vibe of watching like the Ring tape from the movie The Ring.
Yes.
Where you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm about to get a phone call now and say that I'm dying. That's sad. But
That's
nothing's
sad.
actually happened. Like,
Yeah.
like it's not one of those grisly videos. There's nothing. It's not
No.
like, oh, someone gets hurt, or it's like moments before a horrible disaster.
Yeah.
It's just like
there's no violence. Or
No.
anything. It's just really odd.
it's just a guy with a weird voice
Yeah.
doing weird stuff,
Doing
and
weird
saying
stuff.
weird stuff.
It's dumb boys, I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
It's dumb boys. It's them dumb boys.
I think that's probably why the FBI ended up dropping the case.
Yeah.
Sort of, and being like, it's just fucking.
It was
kids.
dropped
It's
lack
Bart-
lack of interest. Or
It's
something
Bart
like
Simpson and Millhouse when they got
Oh,
over
yeah.
pranking Moe's Tavern on the
Yeah.
phone. They moved to Max Headroom on the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Case solved,
Case solved.
as we always say at the end of this podcast.
Case
I think
solved.
it might have actually solved this one.
Yeah, that's
so too.
incredible.
Sometimes the simplest answer is also the truest answer.
That's right.
Sims Razor.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Case solved.
Okay.
Case solved.
Case solved, I guess. Now, George, you have lots of stuff going on. You've got a lot of podcasts. Can you talk us through the podcast?
Yeah, so basically, I have 4 weekly podcasts, which is, I would say, 3 too many. But hey.
As people sitting here that have 2 weekly,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
agree
yeah,
that's
yeah.
3
Yeah,
too
yeah.
many.
So you got 1 too many, I got 3 too many. So basically, there's Plumbing the Death Star, which is probably the one people might know me from. We've got Thumb Cramps, which is like a very, very insane video game podcast.
Yeah.
Where the
Such
premise,
a good name.
The premise is straightforward, but I think we've dug ourselves in such a hole with that one that it's like, for new listeners, you're like, what is happening? I'm just here to listen to them talk about 3 games and they're, anyway, hey, if you want a podcast that will challenge you if you listen to it, Thumbcram's big recommend for that one. We also have a live show for that coming up in April in Sydney.
Amazing.
It's the first time we've taken it interstate. Technically, our first live show for that was in London, but it was like a secret show. It was a weird one.
And that's not interstate, so this still
exactly.
counts.
It's not, yeah.
It's definitely the first time Thumbcramps has gone to Sydney for a live show.
Yep. Great.
So that is in April. If you just head to Thumbcramps Pod on Instagram, the ticket link is there.
Yeah.
The other 2 podcasts I do is Baseless Speculation and How Good's Footy. Baseless Speculation is basically just like we take upcoming movies or like look at a trailer or something and then just try and baselessly speculate what we think is going to happen.
That's what it says on the tin.
It's also like one of those podcasts where like if we see a movie together, we'll just be like, well, let's just do a review this week.
Great.
The new Avatar movie. Let's talk through it. And How Good's Footy is just a weekly AFL podcast. That will start up just before round 1, which is only at time of recording a couple of weeks away, but I don't know when this is coming out.
Yeah. It's coming out. It'll be out in like a week or 2.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, chances are the football season starts
look it up.
first week of March.
Yeah,
great. Check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
check
think
it out.
the big ones, Plumbing the Death Star and Thumbcramps if you like video games.
Amazing.
And if you like that podcast and you live in Sydney, or for some reason you really like the podcast and you can
You want to
get
drive up to Sydney? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think we're driving a tour van up there, so just jump
great.
in. Just message me your address, we'll pick you up.
Perfect.
Pick you up on the way through.
And if people would like to audition for the role of maid in your prank video,
yes.
your personal Instagram?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Duscher13, DUSCH13. I have a stupid last name, so I thought I'd just lean into it. Yeah, so Instagram is the best place to find me individually. And yeah, all my shows are also through like a link tree on my Instagram.
Oh,
anyway, so
great.
It's all there. Just
It's all
look me
there.
up.
Look it up.
Just do it
Give me a follow.
Yeah.
Scroll down. Just like a few photos at random. Just
At will. Whatever you want.
yeah. Jump in the comments if you want.
Jump in the comments.
Yeah,
I'll see you there.
just say whatever you want.
Say whatever you want, I guess.
Yeah, go nuts. Have fun with it.
Oh my
fun
God, we're
with
all
it.
here to have fun.
Yeah.
That's what it's
End
all
of day,
about.
yeah.
Thank you so much for bringing that story today. I feel
worries.
very satiated by the fact that I solved a
Yeah, I
crime
know.
today. And you stopped me thinking about Mike Whitney being the reason for Donald Trump being president for
Yeah.
a while
I
there.
know.
I have
Yeah.
just remembered, but that's all right.
It's going to be a long night for G Love.
I've been down that path before, and unfortunately, there's no like, oh, Mike Whitney. I mean, like, he didn't do it on purpose.
No. We can't accuse him of that.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Joel, thank you so much.
Hey, no worries. Thanks so much for having me.